Welcome to Live from M5. I'm Cole Broumas, and I'm here with
Brady, Kretzmer.
Tristan Gurkin.
And today we're going to talk about the week 1 of NFL, but mostly fantasy-wise. So, this week of NFL, it was a very hectic week. I mean, day 1, we started off with Tyreek Hill getting detained right before getting to the game, Dak Prescott becoming the highest-paid NFL player ever, and then finding out Kendrick Lamar is going to be the singer at the Super Bowl. And I was within hours and minutes before week 1 started. So it's been a good week. Football's back. We're all happy. And we're going to give you our sleepers, best players on our team, our worst players, and some fantasy advice at the end. So I think Brady wanted to go first.
Hold on, just to pitch in on that Dak Prescott contract, do you think there will, because that record's just been getting broken and broken and broken, right? Do you think there will ever be a limit to where one person remains the highest paid player for
Well, it's like the MLB. MLB pay is insane.
Yeah, because they get paid for 10, 12 years-ish.
Yeah, and then they get paid almost $1 billion. So yeah, I feel like as years go on, it's gonna keep getting
higher.
broken and broken and broken.
It's gonna be crazy. But anyways, for fantasy, my best player of the week was Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
And I have to credit to the unfortunate injury of Puka Nacua, which we do hate to see.
Yeah. But
that does leave Cooper Kupp as the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he had almost 14 catches.
Yep.
And I think he had a rushing attempt, a touchdown, 30 plus. I think it was 32 fantasy points.
Yep, something around there, yeah.
Yeah, that was my best player of the week.
Okay.
My worst player of the week was Mark Andrews, by far.
Bro played left tackle the whole game.
He just got completely outworked by Isaiah Likely.
Yep.
Who had an amazing game.
Very good.
But Mark Andrews had 2 catches, 1 catch for
something like that.
yards.
I don't know.
Got me about 3 points.
Yep. Yep.
Not a great performance from him.
The thing I think about Mark Andrews is every single year we always think he's just gonna pop out. He's gonna play super good, and he never lives up to that.
The thing was, last year he actually was doing good. He was putting up almost 15 points a game, and then he got an injury that wasn't caused by it was caused by another player, not with him just having a weak hamstring or something.
Yeah.
So he actually was good. I had him on my fantasy team last year. He was actually good. He was producing, but then he just got a he had a contact injury rather than a non-contact injury.
Yeah.
Similar to Nick Chubb. I think it was almost the same exact injury.
Nick Chubb.
All right, and what's your sleeper?
My sleeper, I would have to go with Deebo Samuel, I guess. He had a solid game, but none of my other players really were sleepers. But Deebo Samuel is in such a talented offense.
Yeah.
So to have a good game in an offense like that, it's a good thing. And he had 18 points, had a touchdown, a lot of targets. I think almost 10 targets, and obviously he gets the rushing volume too. So yeah, I'm glad he did good.
All right, now it's my turn. I'm gonna start off with my sleeper. This dude got 28 points, didn't catch the ball once, didn't rush the ball once, didn't throw the ball once, but this dude can kick. Jake Moody got 28 points or 26 points just kicking.
What was he? Was he 6 for 6 or something?
Something like that.
Almost nearly lost.
He has a 51-yarder.
Hey, doesn't matter if they nearly lost because of him. Dude got 26 to 28 points, I believe.
No, I almost lost to him in fantasy.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, I played Brady this week in fantasy, and
30.
And I was like, man, I need him to get 40 points or 30 points or something like that. And I was like, it's never gonna happen. He's my kicker. I look at my score and I go, oh my God, I'm losing by 2. And I was like, Jake Moody needs 1 more kick, please. And then I saw there was only 4 minutes left, and there was no timeouts for both the teams, and I just accepted my defeat there.
Yeah.
My best player got to be Alvin Kamara. Bit of a sleeper as well. Everyone hates on Alvin Kamara. He's my old reliable. I've had him 3rd straight year almost of having him on my team, and he's always been reliable. Got made fun of him last year for drafting him early. Not by really them, but other people. But he's my old reliable, and I give it Alvin Kamara as my best player this week.
I remember you thinking that Bijan Robinson was going to be the best player, and Bijan absolutely just traumatized this man, Cole.
I don't think it was 100% on Bijan. His coach was horrible.
How'd you do this game?
16. But
guarantee you he'll get 5 points next game. All right.
Tops.
I don't want to get started with Bijan. That's like I can make a whole another podcast about Bijan Robinson.
You can go on a rant.
I can. He got a stuffy nose and was like, I'm not going to play. And I can't tell nobody about it, so I get 0 points from him. All right. Okay. My worst player this week, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh.
Got me 4 points.
Rare.
He's the number 1 wide receiver in Detroit. Bro played without any bleak last year and still popped off. And then now that he's fully healthy, he decides to tone it down, catch the ball here and there, and do absolutely nothing. So I give my worst player to Amon-Ra St. Brown, my first-round pick.
All right, I'm going to start off with my sleeper, too. I did not expect Devon A-Chain to pop off in week 1, and
I didn't either.
He honestly did. I'm not going to lie. I'll give it to him. I didn't expect him to play as good as he did. Gave me a solid 23 points. I'm honestly super surprised, but I'm also excited for what he can bring to my team in the future. But best player, got to give it to Stephon Diggs. Also, I mean, those are 2 sleeper guys I don't expect to pop off. Obviously, I thought McCaffrey was going to play this weekend, but
last minute calf. Wasn't like last minute calf injury.
Game time
it was
decision.
just game time decision. Yeah.
They subbed him out, and I think that really messed up my team. Because I have 3 49ers playing in that Monday Night Football game. I was down by, what?
That's another thing. You have 3 49ers on your team.
That is not
You
the
have
move.
IU, Christian McCaffrey, and George Kittle.
Probably the biggest mistake I made for my team was drafting.
Well, week 8 or week 9?
Week 9, I think.
Week 9,
nine
you are
bye week.
screwed.
Week 9 bye week is going to be a problem. But hopefully I can make some changes in due time.
We'll see. Hey, you never know. I feel like every year we got 3 players that just come out of the waiver wire and are the backbone of some guys' teams. So
That is true. But worst player this week, Brandon Ayuk. I mean, what was that?
got like 4 points.
Two receptions. George Kittle didn't get much playing time, but Jordan Mason coming in for McCaffrey's injury, putting on an absolute show. I'm honestly super happy for what I'm super excited for what our running back core has to offer. Jordan Mason, last year we saw glimpses of it, but this year I see something special.
I want to add on to what you said about George Kittle. I'm noticing something. How many points did Sam Laporta get last game?
Not
a lot,
I want to say.
Right? And people were hyping up tight ends, I feel like, this year. They were saying get Sam Laporta early, Travis Kelce early, get these like certain tight ends earlier. I feel like I was hearing that a lot. But the tight ends were the worst position this week. There was kickers that outscored 3 tight ends.
Who was the best tight end this week? I don't even know.
Isaiah Likely.
Was it Likely?
Likely.
But who would have expected that?
Nobody. Like the second string that was literally went undrafted in fantasy leagues was the best player. All the tight ends now are turning into a more they're turning into linemen practically.
Tight ends, I feel like used to be like a lock for fantasy. You always want to draft tight
There
ends.
was the secure dudes, but now it's
Travis,
like I feel like
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce got 4 points.
Travis Kelce used to be like a first-round pick.
Now he went down because last year's season wasn't the best. What I feel like the Chiefs do is they save him for playoffs.
Yeah, and he's getting older.
Exactly. He's also messing around with Taylor Swift, which makes him even worse.
That's distractions.
It's distractions. Play football, bud.
All right, any of you guys have fantasy advice?
Brady, you want to go first?
I'll start. So, despite Mark Andrews' abominable performance, I think we'd be patient with them and give it a few weeks. It happens, especially if you're a tight end.
Okay.
It is a little scary how much more Isaiah Likely played, but Mark Andrews was in a car crash not too long ago and got cleared maybe 2 days before the game.
It's true.
So maybe they were limiting him a little bit. And Mark Andrews, he's been that guy for years. They're not just going to completely take him out and give him like a couple reps a game. So be patient with him. Maybe pick up Isaiah Likely if you have Mark Andrews. If you have the room on your bench and you could drop someone. But I say be patient with them, and I think he'll return to like what we know he usually is.
Okay. I agree with that. I mean, but seeing how Isaiah Likely played though, it's almost like for 2 weeks, Isaiah Likely would be like almost practically starting over him. Mm. So yeah, I would agree. Pick up Isaiah Likely if you can or if you want. Now with my advice, kind of have two. The second one's kind of weird. Pick up J.K. Dobbins. He was on the Ravens. He was a solid running back, but he kind of didn't really get his dues because it was a loaded offense. He had Lamar Jackson, who's practically a running back in itself. He had a good wide receiver core. He had Mark Andrews on that team. There was a lot of people. He was surrounded by a good offense. But now he's on the Chargers. The Chargers don't really have a lot of people. They need someone to stand up. Stand up for the job. And I feel like J.K. Dobbins is doing that. He got, 22, 28 points, something like that?
Yeah, he's
really good performance.
He did really good. And I feel like is he the more heavier back than Gus Edwards, which is kind of like the David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs situation last year.
I'm not hating the Chargers offense right now.
No, I'm not either. They did really good against.
I like what they're doing.
The Raiders defense is very solid, and the Chargers did really well against them, especially when they lost all their wide receivers. They lost a lot, but I feel like J.K. Dobbins is going to be the sleeper for that team.
It also just looked like Herbert was just comfortable.
Yeah.
That game. He was dropping back and he was getting the ball off so quickly. Max Crosby was nowhere near Justin Herbert that game.
Yeah. Their first-round pick, Joe Alt, I think he was playing right tackle or left tackle, and Max Crosby had an amazing game.
Yeah.
And I do think J.K. Dobbins is the best running back there. The only thing that scares me is his injury history. He does have some pretty nasty injuries, but he had an amazing game. If he can stay healthy, I see him as a potential running back one.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, Tristan?
Definitely my fantasy advice is watch out for Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, I think a lot of people took him early in the draft.
People took him first round.
Yeah, a lot of people took him first round, which in my opinion,
it's a lot of trust to a rookie.
Is a very, very bold take. Because obviously you have Kyler Murray. He doesn't have the receivers. Is Marquise Brown still on the?
No.
Yeah, Marquise Brown not even on the Cardinals anymore. So they're thinking that Marvin Harrison's going to take that spot, but
which it wasn't a very big spot to begin with, to be honest. People say Kyler Murray's back from injury, he's going to be good, but Kyler Murray's last good season was when he was healthy and when they had DeAndre Hopkins and they were healthy, and that was about almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
And
that was the year they were 8-0 or something.
Yeah, they were really good. They were a team to beat. But then Kyler Murray
that Packers game,
something like that. Yeah, yeah. But I agree. I don't know why people took Marvin Harrison super early. I every year I draft one rookie to kind of see what happens. And my rookies have been Rome Odunze and Keenan Coleman. I was I'm not picking up Marvin Harrison that early. Yeah. If I looked at it and I saw Marvin Harrison or Terry McLaurin or even Zay Flowers, I'm gonna take Zay Flowers over Marvin Harrison.
Flowers,
Jr.
yeah.
That's my hot take, and it tell you what, it would have worked out better during fantasy if I played Marvin Harrison Jr. If I played Zay Flowers over Marvin Harrison Jr., it worked out better technically.
Yeah, so just in my opinion, just hold off on Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, I'm assuming or I'm hoping that in the future he's going to do something special, but just based off that week one, that's a sign, it's a big risk when you draft those rookies early.
It's rookies. They're trying to figure themselves out. They don't usually hit a groove until maybe week 4, right? That's really it.
But the talent is there.
Talent is there.
If he can find himself
and
fit in with the offense, I think he'll do great.
Exactly.
And their receiver core in college, they had Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
For the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, he's also a really good receiver.
Okay, may I add? Everyone hated on Tyler Lockett this offseason. Everyone said Jackson was going to take over. And I just want to say, I'm a Seahawks fan, by the way. My boy Tyler Lockett was the leading wide receiver. And it was money. And people hate on him. So I just want to point that out. You will not be getting rid of Tyler Lockett. And if you want to take a risk, pick him up on your fantasy leagues. I will forever be faithful to Tyler Lockett.
This guy loves his Tyler Lockett.
He is my favorite player.
I think he's better at selling houses.
Shut up. He's doing better. He did better than Ayuk. Okay. We're getting too far. So everyone said their pieces?
Yeah, I said my piece.
Well, I guess that's it then. Thank you for tuning in to Live from M5. Check out the YouTube. There's many podcasts on there. Like, subscribe, do it all. Is that it?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the podcast live from M5. If you'd like for more content like this, please visit rocklandmedia.org. Thank you.